Hello, I am Ascheen, and I'm here to bring you a game at above 1900 ELO. Alright, let's talk about the teams. We have Ezreal, Cassiopeia, Sona, Rammus, and Darius for the blue team. While for the purple team, we have Lulu, Irelia, Lee Sin, Ashe, and Soraka. The bans were Alistar, Nautilus, Twisted Fate, Shen, Ahri, and Shaco. Purple team's bans were very focused on the junglers, and Shen, an obvious strong laner or jungler wherever they go. Nautilus, strong CC. Shaco, a lot of very powerful ganks. But the exact same thing with Alistar being the first ban by the blue team. Twisted Fate, possibly a preferential ban because of how much he can just move around the map. It can be very annoying to deal with. And Ahri, a very strong AP carry at the moment. On to the team comps. Ezreal and Sona, pretty decent lane. Level 6, you can get that stun off and get an easy Ezreal ultimate off. You'll have that sustaining damage, but against an Ashe and Soraka lane, there won't be that much damage. And Sona will not be able to be that aggressive because of how much Soraka can heal. And because of Ashe's range, she won't get really into Sona's power chords. Mid lane, we have Cassiopeia versus Lulu. Alright. Lulu, fairly strong, I can see. More of a supporting mid laner, though. While on Cassiopeia's side, very aggressive. You're going to want to land those Twin Fangs down as much as you can. And keep that passive up, because that passive allows you to just spam as much as you can. With that blue buff, it'll be very tricky lane for Lulu. It appears to be protect the Ashe. I would be have expected more of a more damaging AD carry like Kog'Maw or possibly Trist. Rammus, very good ganker. Darius, powerful top laner. I've definitely seen how much he stomps low ELO, and with that ignite and true damage of his ultimate, it can be obscene how much damage he can do in the lane. We have Lee Sin for the jungle. Very strong jungler as well right there. He definitely can kick away a lot of the tanky DPS and let Ashe live along, so that protect the AD carry purple team would definitely work well. The Irelia would probably be diving on to their AD carry, or Ezreal. Alright, the game is just about to start. Let's go into the loading screen. See if we have any interesting skins, actually. Alright, let's hurry up and load. If my computer's gonna work on me. There we go. Alright, there we go. Oh, not really many skins for the blue team, just the Sona. Then we have the Irelia, Lee Sin, and Ashe. Fairly good. Summoner spells seem to be very similar, actually. A lot of ignites being taken up, and cleanse pretty much exact same except for top lane. Actually, no. I forgot. Sona actually has ignite. Hopefully Sona does not accidentally take those kills because of that ignite, though. That could be very awkward. Ezreal throws out a Q. Oh, my bad. I had him ignited. Sorry. So Sona might... It wouldn't be that bad, but you always want to get the AD carry very fed because of how much damage an AD carry does mid to late game. Late game, crazy damage. The AD carry will always be who you want to live the longest. AP carries are very strong, yes, but well, I suppose Cassiopeia, they don't do consistent damage. They are mostly skill shots and mostly burst, while AD carries are DPS, right, auto attack right after the other. Unless they get stunned, in that case, you're kind of dead. Alright, so into the game. What are we starting with? Alright, yeah, the boots meta. A lot of boots just going out for everyone, including the junglers. Boots are just such a strong starting item right now. Could we see an invade from either team? The Rammus team would definitely not be favorable because of the fact that Rammus will need to start with his defensive ball curl. But because they know this, the red team looks to invade, actually. They are moving up into the top, but Lulu is just going to stand middle and just dance. Come on, Cassiopeia, you know what you want to dance to, or you can just throw it a Q and actually land it. Party pooper. So we see the red team, actually, just walking around mid lane, not doing much. This is a very passive time in the game. Just making sure no one counter jungles. I feel that if red team could engage, like Darius is just staying for that 4th pot. They pretty much don't have Rammus in a team fight unless you want to put him out of position. And they have a lot of CC with Ashe. Ashe is very strong early game because of that passive. Soraka is not the best, but can still heal. And Lee Sin is a load better than Rammus. What is Lee Sin starting? He has started Tempest, which still could be very good for an early game fight because of the fact that you can slow. Alright, just going off. Soraka and Ashe, no, they're just heading bot lane. Soraka looking toward the Tribush, unless she wants to go all Rambo and try and stop the red buff and Wraith going on there. Yeah, usual stuff, helping the junglers out. Alright, runes for Lulu seem to be pretty fine. Nothing really important right now happening, unfortunately. Taking the red buff, and Lee Sin has taken the red buff just after Rammus did. But a level 2 gank is a huge possibility against this Darius. But will oh, he's going to check the bush at the perfect time to see the Lee Sin gank. That he must have been expecting something. That was amazing play. Having the game sense to think, Lee Sin, where could he have started? Red buff. If he started red buff, maybe just checking this bush might have saved me. And by checking that bush, he completely saved himself. But Lee Sin is also looking to take on the Lulu, and Lulu's taking so much damage from the Twin Fangs and noxious blasts. I almost called it miasma. But yes, Cassiopeia definitely favorable unless Lulu can start dodging those skill shots. She's just taking so much harass. But unfortunately, Cassiopeia is taking a lot of harass too, actually. Cassiopeia has used up 2 of her health potions already. From what I saw before, I was not expecting that much damage to have been on to Cassie, but damage going on both players, and okay, not so bad, but the Soraka and Ashe are being pushed off already. The damage going off by Ezreal and Sona are surprising, actually. I would have seen Ashe and Soraka play a lot more passively to avoid being harassed. But the damage going off on these two is crazy. Alright. We have a gank going on in mid lane. The Tempest goes out. The Q misses barely. If that Q would have hit, he would have definitely had enough damage along with the red buff to have secured first blood. Ooh, that's gotta feel bad. And looks like Rammus tried to gank top as well, but not so successful. Burnt a flash though, thankfully. And, oh, I missed some summoners bot lane actually too. A lot of summoners have been used already that I've been missing. Ooh. Anyway, Rammus just going to recall. Probably going to, yeah, he's just going to buy some more stuff. Ward even. Lee Sin just doesn't want to leave the jungle, man. He's just farming it up. And unfortunately, Ashe is just so far behind. Against Ezreal, he's just going to push that advantage because of his massive Q range. Thankfully, though, Soraka does have an infinite amount of mana and HP to give Ashe, just so she can stay in the lane. And another gank going on top, but no red buff given to Lee Sin. Is he going to expect it? Darius does start backing away because Aurelia went in a little prematurely. If Lee Sin had walked in, maybe they could have started something. But he just decides to leave and go back to his jungle. A safe option for sure, but the fact that Darius has no summoner spells could have meant a dead Darius. Going back bottom lane though, Rammus is definitely looking for a powerball gank in the lane. There are no wards in that little bush. But have they seen it? They have seen the it going by, but is it enough? The flash going off by Soraka, silence going on to Rammus, but they back out. Nothing too special here. Rammus staying in the bush because of that pink ward. They know that there are no wards in there. Hawkshot is not off cooldown for another 25 seconds. Ward goes down in there. They see the Rammus. The Rammus tries to get the taunt off, but multiple crits, hurting that Rammus for quite a large amount, even though his defensive bulk curl was up. Cassiopeia being really pushed out of lane by this Lulu. Well, theoretically, because Cassiopeia just left here and then walked back. Is Lee Sin going to look for gank? Nope, he is just looking to take the wolves. Fairly smart idea, counter jungling while they know that Rammus had gone back. Fairly obvious that Rammus had gone back because of the fact that he just ganked bottom lane. Just a lot of farming going on right now. But surprisingly, red team is already up a lot, like a fair amount of gold, to be honest. I'm not going to do the math because I'd probably get it wrong. Alright. Mid lane, fairly decent. You got just Lulu, Cassiopeia, normal mage stuff. Except for support AP Lulu. That's a bit different. And Aurelia had to go back, and Darius decided to push the lane while she was gone. So Lee Sin will be farming this lane while Aurelia is not here. And got the majority of those minions pretty much. Rammus now deciding to counter jungle Lee Sin while he's at top lane. But Ashe does see this. Could this be a first blood option? The slow has gone off onto Rammus, but there's no ultimate to finish off the kill, so Rammus' Powerball is enough to get him away. What's going on? There's no first blood action yet. Just a couple of auto attacks. Oh my god, I just missed it! Alright, so let's just rewind this a bit. Okay. That was a pretty decent attack. Looks like a flash and ignite was used off by the Lulu and just burnt everything trying to kill Cassie. Unfortunately, Cassie did not have her flash up because she had used it in a previous engagement, so she was not able to escape just then. And I missed another kill! Darius on Aurelia. Darius pulls in Aurelia, and the ignite goes off onto Aurelia, but the ultimate goes off by Darius. Is the passive and ignite going to... And, what's it called? The, Decimate. The Decimate, ignite, and passive are enough to finish off the Aurelia. Let's go back to the speed up time. Let's try and see what's going to go on. Speed up, not slow down. Lee Sin just decides to go for the jungle instead of farming that little top lane. I suppose it doesn't make too much of a difference at this point. So it's fairly... Actually, no. Red team is up 1k gold. The farming is doing very well for red team. They are definitely up on farm. And... Wait, what is Lulu leveling up? Lulu is leveling up her Glitter Lance. Glitter Lance does a lot of damage. Well, not a lot of damage, but it slows for a lot. Anyway, a gank going up on top. The Aurelia ult comes out. Ultimate coming up from both of them, actually. And the red buff onto Lee Sin will... A flash being used by Aurelia to pick up the kill along with this. And meanwhile, at bottom lane, Ashe actually gets a kill onto Sona. And the blink coming off from Ezreal to finish off the Soraka, but cleanse going down on Ashe just to try and pick up the Rammus. But Powerball and actually the team combo and defensive bulk roll is enough to get away. Yeah, the defensive bulk roll gave him just enough armor to live throughout the tower hits. This is looking very good for both lanes at the moment. Some glitter lances going off. Just some harassing. Fairly basic stuff. And it looks like Lee Sin is going to be giving this blue buff to Lulu. Fairly good. I can imagine a lot of glitter lances start to be powered off into Cassiopeia's face, causing the lane to be pushed. And Aurelia and Darius are just going at it. They are not liking each other at this point in time. Who has more gold, actually? I believe that Aurelia would... Yeah, Aurelia does have a lot more gold, actually, than Darius. Because of the amount of farm. Remember, 20 farm is around equal to 1 champion kill. So as long as you're farming a lot better than your opponent, it is very advantageous towards you. The ultimate going off just to clear that lane, and Lulu takes out Cassiopeia's butt just before Rammus decides to jump onto her. And action going on bottom lane, it appears as a Lee Sin gank, but the ignite going off onto Soraka, but barely not going to take away because of the amazing Lee Sin shield, and the ultimate going off onto Ezreal right after he pops the cleanse, but the Q going off on Lee Sin is just enough to pick up the Ezreal. And they're just going to keep farming. Decimate going off, just confirming. Yep, I knew it. I called that. I know the name of it. I swear. Rammus. Okay, for some reason I thought he was going to go take the mid farm, but Lulu will likely be able to make it in time. I'm just going to use that whimsy back on herself as soon as she gets it. Nope, decides not to waste the mana. Lee Sin decides to go for the gank onto Cassiopeia, lands the Q, but Rammus is there. Also, Rammus does taunt Lee Sin, and the ultimate goes off on Rammus, but is it enough to finish him off? Or will Rammus die in the process? The ignite goes off onto Rammus, but I don't think it will have enough ticks, but at the last second it ticks down to kill the Rammus. And apparently there was another kill onto Aurelia from Darius, probably. Yes, it was from Darius. And as we saw, the Ezreal ultimate just narrowly whiffing the Lee Sin. It probably would not have killed him, though. And Soraka being forced to use the flash to get out of range from everyone, but Ezreal and Sona persisting to fight, and Sona picks up the last hit onto Soraka. Yeah, it's just, no matter, like this, now the action is finally going on. And the crit going off onto Sona along with the volley, just a chunk for half of Sona's HP. I'm forgetting everything right now. Anyway, we have just Darius staying here. Is he going to try and bait away the Aurelia just so she thinks she's alone in lane and then jump on top of the Aurelia? This could be a possibility, but with the Lee Sin near red buff, it could perform a counter gank option. Lee Sin does decide on coming up to the top lane, but is it going to be fast enough? And Darius is going to kicked right into the tower, but misses the Q. Is the red buff going to be enough to proc? And ultimate going off onto Aurelia, but narrowly missing the kill. One more hemorrhage stack, and that would have more or less killed Aurelia. But unfortunately, no can do. And bot lane action just going crazy. Soraka has been focused out again. And it could be a possible dragon attempt for blue team. Looks like there is a pink ward for blue on this turret. This could be very bad for red team. What can Lee Sin do? Lee Sin just tries to throw a ward and safeguards to the ward. But nothing going on just yet. No. The time for Dragon has finished in their minds because Soraka will be back for that team fight. Cassiopeia, down to her usual stuff. Double Dorans, Sorc Boots, farming. But is not farming as well as you would think. Lulu is significantly out farming her. And has a lot more kills, actually. Is Lulu going to be going for this Deathfire's Grasp build with this Cage's Lucky Pick? Or will Lulu just want to get a lot of gold? And Rammus deciding to taunt off onto the Ashe, but it will not be enough because a Lulu has showed up. And the Ezreal goes off, and they are very low. Soraka's Wish goes off, and now they're just getting kited, but the Soraka's Exhaust goes off onto Ezreal, but Soraka just gets taken out again by the group effort. Soraka's just having a terrible time getting chased around. And it looks like a gank went up on top, very similar to the last kill. And there was a missed Ashe ultimate. The Lulu barely takes out the Cassiopeia, and Lulu uses her ultimate just in time to keep herself alive from the Sona gank. And just shield after shield keeps him alive. Flash going off by the Ash to walk away and get that kill. Rammus has taken Dragon apparently, but Lee Sin does not like it, so he kills him. That was a really nice ward, and he should have just walked back because he was in the perfect position to land that Q and land that kill. Ezreal, nope, deciding not to back off just yet. Just going to keep pushing it on. But sends out an ultimate just to push this wave a little bit longer. Does not hit anybody else, unfortunately, for Ezreal. Would have been very nice if he could have, but no can do. And just farming it up. Whimsy being taken out on that. Actually, sorry. Help picks? No, that was help picks. I am not very informed on Lulu. I haven't seen Lulu a lot because Lulu's not such a common pick, even though from what I see it's a very strong mid lane and possibly a very good counter to Cassie apparently. Lee Sin does not decide, actually throwing that pink ward just to make sure that there is no ward on top. Darius is not having good luck. There are just so many pink wards around here. But Aurelia being over aggressive again, forcing Darius to move on out. A lot of miscommunication going on by the Aurelia and Lee Sin. And then let's go see bot lane. What is the goal like between these two actually? Ezreal and Ashe. Ashe is actually over Ezreal, so no, even though Soraka has died so often. But Ashe is actually looking very powerful at this point in time because of the route Ezreal had went with the Brutalizer and Sheen, while Ashe is going straight for the Infinity Edge and Vamp Scepter. That was a strange ultimate going off by Ezreal, trying to maybe steal the blue buff, but does not manage to get it. Action going on top. Aurelia jumps onto Darius, but Darius deciding to just damage Aurelia a little bit. Nothing happens. But with the Lee Sin coming here and Oracles, there's no way that there are any chances of Darius escaping. Ward in there just to see him. Uses that E a little prematurely, but the Q will definitely pick up the Darius kill right on time. And there's action going on Bali. Ashe finally barely dies to the Ignite on Sona, apparently. Even though that Sona was the one with the Ignite, at least they have those Ignites for the counter heal to Soraka. You don't want Soraka getting all those heals off without a bit of punishing. And the first turret going down in favor of the red team. Aurelia taking out top lane to the Darius. Lee Sin has a very confident 5-kill lead compared to the jungler Rammus. And Ascheen going on bottom again! Lulu finally going down to Cassiopeia without even the help of Rammus. Rammus possibly could have baited Lulu in, but there are no assists for Rammus, unfortunately. So less gold for blue team. And Aurelia's looking to push mid lane and possibly take another tower. Dragon could be up eventually soon. So some ward sweeping possibly going out from the Lee Sin. Or he could just really want to kill this Ezreal, which is another large possibility. The flash and the cleanse even getting popped by the Ezreal. Very premature, but just to be sure that he was going to be safe. The Ezreal ultimate going out, but doesn't really do much, unfortunately. And he's going to be staying there. Ward going off by Sona. The Oracles does pick it up, though. It looks like they're just pinging to make sure that they know that he's there. And he's not wanting to leave. But Rammus could be in a very awkward situation. Ashe and Soraka are getting into position to help him, but they're not in position just yet. So Lee Sin is completely caught out of position with the taunt, but barely manages to escape. And the Ashe are going off onto Sona. Soraka is now in a very bad position, but the slowing going down by Ashe is enough. And the Lee Sin kick and dash out of there. The flash by Ashe is just enough to take out Sona. But the combo going out down by Ezreal is barely enough to take out Soraka again. And Cassiopeia is here, unfortunately, for the red team. Lulu is in a very awkward position, tries to take out the Ezreal, and takes him out with a help picks, and the ulti going off on Cassie, but Cassie is now in a terrible position, because, no, actually forcing Lulu to flash. I thought because Lulu had polymorphed Cassie that she couldn't do the poison, but apparently it was off cooldown, so as soon as she came out of position, she could have used the Twin Fags again. But with a nice flash and ultimate escape by Lulu, she manages to live. The game is very tied up at this point. Yes, red team is still a 3k gold lead at least, or around at least a 3k gold. There is still a possibility for blue team to catch up. Ooh, a triple Dorn's Hextech Revolver from Cassiopeia. I don't see triple Dorns that often anymore. And no, Cassiopeia does not manage to steal any of the race. A little unfortunate, but with that blue buff, it really does not matter. Unfortunately, doesn't really damage Lee Sin either. And Darius just getting pushed around, bullied by this Aurelia. I'm surprised. Like, Darius is very strong, but apparently Aurelia is just too good for him right now. Cassiopeia taking a chunk out of Lulu's HP, but that shield managing to shield a lot of the damage from her poison. And Dragon is up now. There are... Oh! Putting that pink ward just to see this ward so he can take it down. Will he decide on taking Dragon? No, he does not. Because he wants to save the Ashe getting targeted by the Lee Sin. But does not move just yet. Perfect in position to kick him back into the turret range. And the Q, is he's going to not let Ashe have it, but kill steals it actually. Keep in mind, this is actually a solo queue game that we are in watching. So you can definitely understand why people would like to kill steal, because they do not trust anybody else in a solo queue game. Which is a good mentality to have, but if it involves you missing a team fight because you think they would lose anyway, that is just not an excuse. You don't want to do that. It could cause your team to get mad at you, possibly report you, but it could ultimately lose you the game because of your lack of trust. And Blue just going back off to Lulu with a 6-kill, 23-minute Rabadon. And yeah, 23-minute Rabadon, probably earlier to be honest, because she didn't just leave lane to go Dragon. And the lead for red team is slowly increasing by the I should say minute, not really second, because in a second you won't be gaining that much of a lead unless you're in a giant team fight and you just kill them all. But that's an exception right there. Ashe and Soraka in a very interesting scenario against the Ezreal, who actually rushed the Last Whisper. There's not much armor on the red team, so this could be a very big mistake from the Ezreal. The Ezreal really should have gotten a BF sword, if not a Bloodthirster, at least an Infinity Edge, just so you could get some damage off in between. But apparently the Ezreal's looking to go for that poke strategy, where all you do is Q, and I missed a action mid lane. I will record this because it looks like multiple people were in there, or rewind. Lulu was going to go back, but decides against it, and Rammus comes in from the back, powerballs into her, the poison, the ultimate going off even from Cassiopeia, and Cassiopeia gets in range just to take out the Lulu in time. And now is where everyone starts moving up. Let's speed back up so we can see what's happening in the future, or should I say present. The blue team gets a turret finally in bot lane. And the Lee Sin is forced to kick away Rammus, and they're just chasing continuously. Are they still actually going to chase this? Oh, but Cassie does manage to get those minions, well, just the big minion, that is. And Rammus taunting Aurelia. This is a very interesting fight, and Ashe's ultimate is going to be coming up and barely whiffing the Rammus. Darius is going to come around and finish off the Lee Sin, so he gets the double buff. brings in Aurelia for a nice double kill. Lulu is just going to pick up on the Sona, but the ultimate goes off on Sona and will not be able to pick up in time! Ezreal comes barely to finish off the Ezreal. Or Ezreal comes barely off in time to finish off the Lulu. So blue team is looking to come back in this. They are possibly going to Baron off of that. But not everyone is here just in time. Ezreal ultimate going off just to clear the mid lane, so they don't have to worry about it being pushed in. Unfortunately not getting all the minions, but gets a good bit of that and chunks a lot of the minions' HP. Cassie and Darius just finishing off that little bit. Looks like we have approached mid-game, and there are a lot of possibilities that could happen with this. Late game is just around the corner. Who has the stronger late game? The blue team has a lot of poke potential and some very strong initiate. Say Cassiopeia ult, Rammus powerball into taunt, or even Darius pull. But the only people Darius could pull, unfortunately, if the red team plays it smart, is possibly Lee Sin or Aurelia. And at that point, Aurelia would just dive onto Cassiopeia or Ezreal, whoever is more of a threat. And at this point, I would say Ezreal is more of a threat with the 6 kills. That is crazy. And Ashe is doing fairly well for herself too. Unfortunately, does not have that many kills, but a lot more farm. The gold is fairly similar, but Ashe does have a 200 gold lead comparison. And the blue team is in this brush. Are they going to try and bait a kill off onto Ashe or Soraka? There is an Oracle onto Soraka. Soraka could possibly die. Ashe does have ultimate up. If Ashe gets a good opportunity, the ultimate will go off, and Lulu comes in, ulting Lee Sin, knocking everyone and slowing everyone around. The Ashe arrow hitting Cassiopeia, looking like it bugged out and missed it. But meanwhile, while all this is happening, Darius is deciding to take out top lane. But is a top lane turret really worth all these kills? Rammus is literally the last one left in the right corner of the map, and he will not survive. What red team needs to do is push like a madman and send someone back. Just someone. It could be even Soraka to send back because of the star calls to hold off Darius. But even then, it's probably not the most wisest decision. They do have 2 seconds till Ezreal comes up, and looks like a possible Baron attempt. But just just some buff steals. Fairly common after you win a team fight, and at least accidentally pulling it away from the Lulu so she can't pick it up just yet. There are going to be no Baron attempts from either team just yet, but Aurelia is stealing the red buff and leaving some minions, unfortunately, so blue team is going to have to take out those minions if they want that red buff in a couple minutes. And Lulu did get that Deathwire's grasp. Can definitely chunk some people out right now with that combo of hers. And Aurelia is looking fairly powerful. Ooh, Lee Sin has the Warmogs right now. Just got it, not stacked at all. When he gets that Atmas, he will be chunking damage hard. Unfortunately, though, this is a very late game option he wants to get, and that will definitely take some time, because of how much gold he will need and how much he needs to farm to get that up. And there are no jungles here just yet for the blue team. Rammus is actually at top lane, so they could easily just smite steal the dragon, and that's exactly what they do. Ezreal does throw his ultimate to try and get it out, but it is not enough, and Ashe is going to be going up there to just stop the Rammus from pushing the lane. Will it be enough? No, Ashe just has to stop and take red buff. And does have blue buff. That turret is going to go down very fast unless Ashe goes there and tries to stop him. The volley does not go off. Just there we go. There's the volley. The constant slowing from Ashe's frost shot and red buff. Will it be enough to? No. Rammus's powerball is very fast and won't be taken away. But the team's starting to group up. Ashe are going down. Hits to Rammus, and now Rammus has no choice but to fall down and die. But meanwhile, while all this is going down, blue team is just split pushing like mad. They have Darius down on the bot lane, and Cassie, Ezreal, and Sona down mid lane, and Lee Sin goes down to ignite right on Sona again. Sona's just getting all the kills with that ignite. And red team is caught in a terrible position. They should have just let Rammus go at that point. The Sona ultimate going off, catching Lulu and Aurelia. Two turrets going off in favor for the blue team at this point. There was not a blue steal because blue was not open for red team. Baron is still open though. Blue could look to secure that, but red team still has a higher kill lead and more gold. It could go either way, but Ezreal is not bad late game, but Ashe has a lot more CC, and with this build, a lot more DPS. While Ezreal is looking just for the main poke damage with his Q and his ultimate. If he goes Infinity Edge though, which he really should, he could get a lot of damage coming off. He has a lot of armor pen with the Brutalizer and Last Whisper, actually, I've just realized. He's not... the armor is really not going to affect him, so that could be play a large factor in the team fights. Which could actually happen any second now. The waves are pushing out in favor of red team. Well, except because of now for top lane. But there's hardly anyone here. There are no oracles. Actually, there isn't oracles just yet. Will they catch the both? Soraka misses both of the wards. Just walks past the bush without entering it. All supports should just enter the bushes at this point with oracles just in case to find it. And a lot of jockeying going on right now. The heal goes off onto Soraka, and looks like Soraka tried to ward bait, but was unable to get the attention of her team. And a flash to ultimate ultimate going off on Sona. Aurelia just jumping in, Lulu ulting into her, but Darius going to pick it up with an ulti and tries to pick up another kill onto Soraka. The blue team is just annihilating the red team. They have no choice to do other than run for their lives, but they have no choice to die because they have a lot of speed. That Rammus definitely picked up one of those kills with the Powerball and taunt. Unfortunately, no credit to him because somebody else took the kill. They're just going to go down to blue, and they're going to push, or they're going to go back, which both are very good options. Considering they have almost no mana and half HP, a safe option would go to be back, but Ezreal has everything up, will not be found, and can easily make a daring escape because of the cleanse and double flash. You can jump 2 walls. The only person that would catch him is Lee Sin. But unfortunately, Lee Sin does not have a flash up. So it'd be like you'd have to. Actually, he has 5 wards, so he probably could do that. He probably has Wriggle's ward up too, unless he's used it, which is a definite possibility too. It could be unfortunate if he does try and just has no wards left. Chasing, I can just picture like a moment Ezreal like running away, barely about to die, jumps over a wall. Lee Sin tries to ward jump, but no wards because his Wriggle is like 5 seconds off of going. That would just be the most frustrating moment for any Lee Sin. Ward jumping is a very essential part in playing Lee Sin. If you don't know how to ward jump, you just don't get the ganks off you'd want to get early game. Just stealing that little creep away from Lulu. Just being Lee Sin, having fun. Jumping around. And despite that last team fight, blue team is not up in gold that much higher than you would expect. They are only up 2k gold with this Baron buff. And they're not doing exactly anything with this Baron buff. They are very spread out. But being spread out has helped them a lot in the past by doing many split pushes. And Ezreal ultimate going off does not hit that last minion. Probably would have killed it though. Probably. Darius just pushing top lane. If Darius, they should send Rammus if they want to have that same idea of try and catch me. We're just going to push every other lane while you try. But hopefully they've learned their lesson by now. And Soraka's in a very awkward position at this point. Looks like nobody's in position at mid lane, so they're just going to get a free turret. And Sona picks up the turret kill. Sona's getting all the kills. Sona carry, not Soraka carry. Because Soraka has no kills. But if Soraka had started with an Ignite, that may have been a different story. But that could have also been a very silly idea. They are just looking to go back and take the buffs, but no buffs available just yet. Darius looking to possibly push bot lane, but decides to back off because an engagement happening at top lane while Darius is gone. Lee Sin goes out, and Ashe is in a terrible position, being taunted away by the Rammus. Whimsy going off onto Ashe, runs away, and Darius coming out of nowhere with a double ultimate, double kill. And is it going to happen again? Nope. But Ezreal also has a double kill at this point in time. It is looking very grim. The surrender going out to purple team, and blue team wins. Good job, blue team.